I had patients half my age being amazed at how much strength I could gain from just doing these 3-minute exercises each day. Hi, my name's Leanne Young and I'm a physiotherapist specialised in pain to help busy, active people get free of their knee pain for the long term as well. And today I'm going to be talking about the regular 2 to 3 minute exercise routine that I do that's helped keep knee pain at bay for knee pain patients that I've treated over the many years I've been a physio. And they're pretty simple to do. It is good to start first thing in the morning because that way you'll make time for the exercise and then you don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. I actually incorporate it with salute to the sun yoga routine, and that helps me to also keep myself mobile and supple and sets my mind in a good place for the rest of the day. The salute to the sun starts with the prayer position, and then you take your arms down by your sides and up and really stretch up and take a deep breath as you breathe in. And then if you're standing, you will bend forward if you're comfortable to do so. And if not, you can actually just go down as far as you're comfortable. But if you prefer not to do it with a salute to the sun and you want to do your exercise before you even get out of bed, you can do the next part completely in the bed to set my core working. If I'm lying in bed, it's quite easy to do a modified plank if I can roll onto my tummy. Now, if you have difficulty with going into a full plank, you can do a modified plank from your knees, and you want to be straight from the shoulders to wherever your lower legs hit the ground. So if I'm doing a plank from my knees, I'll do it from my knees. If I do a full plank, I have to be in a straight line from my shoulders to my toes. But to start with the knee plank here, you can see that I've not got my hips flexed, nor have I got my back arched. I'm in a straight line from my shoulders to my knees, and then I keep my breathing steady and I gently tighten through the belly until I'm in a completely straight line and you can't see a curve in my low back. So when I go straight from the shoulders to the knees, there is a small curve in my low back. But if I use my tummy muscles and just gently firm them up, I take the actual curve out of my spine by really working hard through the belly. It may be easier to see if I do a full plank. So if you have the strength, you can do a full plank, but I would not do a full plank unless I can really get a good knee plank going. I'm pretty straight from my shoulders to the hips and the feet, and then just to take the curve out of my back, I have to work really hard, and there I've got the curve out of my spine. Now looks easy, and it's hard to talk and do this exercise, but if you can keep your breathing steady, you should be able to keep talking whilst you still maintain the core contraction. And then to really work the core in tandem with my hip muscles, I'll slide my leg across and bring it back in without twisting. So I'm not turning this way or this way. I'm just keeping straight and transferring my weight straight across and sliding across from one side to the middle and then the other leg to the middle. And then to give my outside hip muscles a break, I will bend my knee, squeeze my butt cheeks, and then lift the knee just a little bit. So I'm hardly taking the knee off the floor, the bed, and down. So it's really to use the butt muscle called gluteus maximus, which helps us stay up against gravity, and that has to work quite hard. Now, a lot of patients will arch their backs to get this working, so you really, to do it properly, have to work your core as well as squeezing your butt cheeks so that you don't twist and so that you don't arch your back, because otherwise you can get back pain. And a lot of patients will complain that they get back pain when they're trying to do this exercise because they're not using their core enough. So I tell them to use their core, and they understand they immediately can perform the exercise without any back pain. So if you want to really get yourself going in your hip muscles so that you're strong and your knees don't have to take the brunt of any forces when you're walking or climbing or doing stairs or uneven ground. You can lie on your side. Make sure your hip is rolled forward, because if you turn your leg out, you will not be working the correct muscles. You tighten through the belly and you lift the leg, but keep your shin horizontal. Because if you have any rotation in the hip, you will be using the hip rotators and not this muscle on the outside of your hip. So tighten through the belly and then lift your leg, keeping the shin horizontal. So the foot and the knee are at the same height, and then slowly lowering it down. If you find yourself doing this or this whilst you're doing the exercise, this may be a bit too difficult for you, and you will need to do it lying on your back until you get the strength to do it on your side. Keep your tummy working so that you don't twist through the hips. Brace through the belly and slide your leg out to the side and back in. And that will help you to maintain a strong core and a good pattern of movement, as long as your toes and your knees are pointing to the ceiling. You do not allow any turning out of your feet. Turn their toes toward each other so they don't risk using the wrong muscles. Otherwise, you just don't get the benefit for your knees. But if you want a more systematic way of getting strong so that you can be free of knee pain for the long term, check down below in the description. You may be interested in finding out more details about a simple course I'm offering to help people get into a rhythm and a pattern of doing exercises to keep their knees healthy and safe for now and for the long term, by giving them an experience of having pain-free knees. So click the button below or go to younginmotion.com/resources-programs in order to understand what you can do to help yourself on a path to getting those pain-free knees. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found it useful.